Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Custom Spray Mods. Now it doesn't matter what I'm going to do in this video because I'm standing very wide and I'm clicking with my mouth and I'm pointing at the screen. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix gutter rash on your bumper bar. This car has been scraped along the gutter. It's totally scratched the bottom of that bumper bar, the lip. So I'm going to go over the steps on how to fix it. Check it out. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is sand this with some 80 grit dry sandpaper and a block, just to smooth the surface out. There's a lot of plastic that's kind of coming off here. So yeah, I'll sand it with the 80 grit. And then we'll go about putting some body filler in there. Okay, I've sanded it with 80 grit sandpaper. I've smoothed out these scratches, but there are still some deep scratches there, so I'm going to fill them with some plastic body filler. Before I do that, I'm just going to clean it with some wax and grease remover. That's going to get rid of all the dust, and it's going to make the filler stick a bit better because it's nice and clean. Okay, I'm going to put some plastic body filler. I'm going to use the U-Pole Plastics. Basically, this is a flexible filler. So most fillers can stick to plastic, but the plastic fillers are a lot more flexible, so they can bend a bit more with the product, which is mostly plastic. So, using the U-Pole Plastics. Now, as you can see, the filler's got a bit of resin on the top. So it's important to mix that in so that you get like a nicely mixed filler. Now to mix filler, the ratio is 2 parts hardener to 100 parts of filler. But basically I like to use the guide a golf ball to a pea. So if I put a golf ball size filler, then I need to put a pea size of hardener. Then that's my pea.
Before you apply the filler, make sure the hardener is all mixed in and it's one uniform colour. Using the applicator, apply the filler over the scratches. After about 30 minutes, the filler will be nice and hard and ready to sand.
Okay, now I'm going to use some more 80 grit and sand this filler.
Now is the hard part. You need to sand that filler and shape it to the existing contours of the panel. Using a block and the 80 grit sandpaper can make it easier, but it still requires a bit of skill. Just keep practicing till you get it done right.
Alrighty, so I put the body filler in and I've sanded it with 80 grit to get the shape. Now I'm going to sand it with 150 grit, then I'll sand it with 240 grit, then I'll put my primer in. Now it's important to step up your grits. So if you're starting with 80, you've got to double that. So we're going to use 150, which is a bit lower, but it's the next best thing with sandpaper. And then after that, 240, then primer. So that's an important step. You don't want to go straight from 80 to 240 because the 240 won't get out those scratch marks. Okay, I got the car fully masked up and I'm about to spray some 2-pack high fill primer. Not 2-pack the wrapper, 2-pack primer. Basically it stands for 2 parts, 2K, and it's a special primer that goes directly to plastic, and it's a high build, so it can, it's great for repairs. It's a Concept Euro primer. That's what I'm going to use.
This primer is 4:1 mix. That means 4 parts primer and 1 part hardener. Mix it in a mixing cup. Put it in a 1.8mm spray gun and you'll spray about 3 coats over the repair. Okay, I've let the primer dry overnight. Now I'm going to spray it with a guide coat, which is just a black out of the aerosol can, and then I'm going to sand it with some 400 grit wet sandpaper. The guide coat is going to help me sand it. Basically all the parts that sanded has no guide coat anymore. So yeah, that's what a guide coat is. You need to sand it thoroughly with 400 grit wet sandpaper, then spray some more guide coat and sand it again with 800 grit wet sandpaper. I'm also going to sand the rest of the lip with 800 grit wet sandpaper. That's going to prepare it for new paint and clear. Now that I've finished sanding, I'm going to clean it with some wax and grease remover and then dry it off with a nice clean rag. It's time to spray the base coat, so I've gone to VG Auto Paints and had this paint matched to the car. There's no paint code for this colour, so I've got it matched and I'm ready to spray. Mixed it 50-50 with thinners and put it in a 1.3mm spray gun. Before spraying the base coat, I like to clean the job with a tack rag. That gets rid of any dust or fluff that's landed on the surface. Now I'm going to spray 3 coats of base coat over the entire lip, waiting 10 minutes between coats. It's important to keep the gun moving and spraying evenly. You don't want to go too slow or close to the job because that can cause fisheyes and defects in the base coat. Now that I've sprayed the base coat down, I'm going to wait just 15 minutes and then put the clear coat on. There's no need to touch the base coat at this stage, definitely no need to sand it or clean it or apply any kind of product on there. Now I'm going to mix up my 2K clear. I'm mixing it 2:1, 2 parts clear, 1 part hardener and about 30% reducer. That's thinners, and I'm going to use a viscosity cup to test the thickness of the clear and make sure it's correct. Now I'm going to spray 3 coats of clear over the job, waiting 10 minutes between coats. I'm going to start spraying quite quickly and then finish spraying a little bit slower to get that nice smooth finish. With 2K clear, it doesn't need to be baked to cure. It can cure overnight. So if you leave your 2K clear overnight, it'll be nice and dry in the morning.
Well, there you go, the bumper bar is all fixed. It had some deep scratches in there, so just sanded it with 80 grit, put some body filler in there, sprayed primer, colour and clear, and now it's all dry and it's pretty much just like brand new. So I hope that guide can help you fix any scratches you got in your bumper bars. I've got another video that goes over how to fix scratches in your bumper bars completely using aerosol cans, so I'll put that up here, check that out. Otherwise, yeah, see you next time. Also, if you want to learn some basic dent repair and spray painting, log on to our website and check out our lessons. I do a full day lesson that goes over repairing dents, spraying primer paint clear and buffing the clear. It's all 1K acrylic products, so it's safe to do at home. And it's a great day and you'll learn all the skills you need to do a basic project that you can do at home. So yeah, log on to our website, book into one of the lessons, and you can learn how to get some mad painting finishes. Apart from that, see you next time.